Welcome to the Fit 15 podcast show, where you'll find health and fitness inspiration, motivation, and information shared in 15-minute episodes. Tune in while getting a move on to make leading and enjoying the benefits of a healthy lifestyle almost too easy. It's the Fit 15. And now your host, Catherine Basu.
Welcome to the Fit 15 podcast show. I'm your host, Catherine Basu, and today's episode is the continuation of a conversation I started yesterday with what's probably my new favorite couple, Brian and Dawn Biggs, who are the co-founders of Random Tuesday Inc., also known as RTI. It is a 501c3 organization that puts on various virtual running events in order to inspire people to get moving and to raise money for awesome charities. If you are part of the virtual running community, you probably have heard of this organization, but more likely than not, it was through one of their 3 running clubs, either the Hogwarts Running Club, which is for the Harry Potter fans, the Whovian Running Club, which is for the Doctor Who fans, or the Chilton Running Club, which we'll talk a little bit more about at the start of today's episode. And that running club is dedicated to Gilmore Girl fans. So while I highly encourage you to go back to yesterday's episode and learn more about how the Hogwarts Running Club and then the other various running clubs that are part of Random Tuesday Inc. got started, I did take a few sound bites out of yesterday's episode to share with you before we focus more on today's part of the conversation, which is sharing some of the more personal stories of members and people who have been positively impacted by this amazing community. So what's the summary of how Hogwarts Running Club got started?
Insanity. That's how we describe it. It's just absolute insanity.
And a little bit of magic.
And quite a bit of magic. We didn't have any idea when we started this whole thing that it would grow to the level that it has grown to. It's been pretty amazing.
Yeah.
We started out in 2014, as my bio said, with the goal of raising $500 for cancer research. And just in the last couple of days, we have just cleared $2 million.
Wow.
Total, donated to over 40 charities. We've got tens of thousands of members now in over 60 countries around the world. But even beyond all the dollars, our members have logged 6.5 million miles just for Hogwarts alone. Whovian is coming up on 1 million miles. Chilton Running Club will clear 500,000 miles completed by the end of this week.
Wow.
And so when you tally that all together, 8 million miles logged for their own personal physical fitness.
Wow.
The mission of Random Tuesday is to harness the power of fandom, to inspire communities of fans to be more physically active while raising money for awesome charities. So the raising money for charities is actually secondary to our primary mission of inspiring people to be more physically active. And we've absolutely accomplished that goal 8 million miles later.
So you've helped several amazing charities. And Dawn, you had mentioned before we started recording and we shared our mutual love of Girls on the Run that one group actually focuses on charities that give back to women and girls. Can you talk a little bit more about that and the work that you're doing?
Oh, absolutely. So our little baby organization, my favorite one, sorry Hogwarts and Whovian, but Chilton Running Club is my baby. We're the smallest group of all 3 of them, but all of our charity partners are focused on supporting women and girls. So either the charity's mission itself is in some way helping women or girls, or the charities were founded by women. And it's all about smashing the patriarchy. And so we've ranged everywhere from a group called Knitted Knockers, which is a fun little org that they have volunteers knit breast prosthetics for breast cancer survivors who have had mastectomies. And so rather than the clunky, heavy breast prosthetics that you would normally wear, these are soft, they're lightweight and they fit like a breast would, except that they're much more comfortable. And so we've done stuff like that. We've done, there's a charity called Days for Girls, where they provide period things, feminine hygiene, so that girls can stay in school. Because in certain areas of the world, if you get your period, you don't get to go to school anymore, and that's ridiculous. Women get their periods. It's a natural bodily thing. We cannot control it, no matter how much we'd like to.
I know, right?
And and so they help keep these girls in schools. And so it's an amazing thing to be able to, get women up and help them get their seat at the table.
That's awesome. One thing I wanted to ask both of you about that wasn't planned for our chat today is something that happened shortly after we booked today's interview. It's an award that you won. Can you share a little bit more about that with our listeners?
Yes, I would like to. So on Thursday night in London, we won. Hogwarts Running Club specifically was finished second in the 2018 Running Awards. So the worldwide running awards that occur each year, it's all the group that runs it is based out of London, so that's where everything happens there. And it's very much a UK focused thing for the most part, but it is international. And various U.S. entities compete along with the rest of the world. And we finished second for the best virtual running program, Hogwarts Running Club. I personally think the fix was in because we should have been first. But now we have a goal. Now I kid. No, the group that won is very big in the UK, and they're doing great things as well. One of the things I'm very proud of is that we are actually, in terms of our social media presence and our members, that's what we call our members, the people who are following us on social media, we are actually the largest virtual running group in the world. Hogwarts alone is
weird.
Which is so weird. Hogwarts is the largest by itself. When you add Whovian and Chilton.
All right, for those of you joining who only have 15 minutes, that is your halfway point reminder. You want to turn around now. Back to Brian.
We're the largest by a factor of 2 than any other virtual.
And all three groups were on the board. It's just that Hogwarts is HRC is our flagship. It's the powerhouse.
Right, and so out of the 12 finalists, 1/4 of the 12 finalists were RTI groups.
Wow!
And so we did have a chance at a podium sweep. We did have a chance. We didn't pull it off. I would like a podium sweep in the future. Either that, or we just need 9 more fandoms, and then it's guaranteed.
Shut your mouth.
I kid.
Be quiet.
I kid. But no, we're very proud. We're very proud. As fate would have it, the vice president of our board happened to be in London that day. And was able to attend along with 2 of our members, Natalie and Kim, who are 2 of our admins that help manage our community. And that's something we should really talk about is one of the things that separates our virtual running group from all of the others is our sense of community, our creation of a massive online community. We have nearly 20,000 people in our closed groups that are active on a daily basis, communicating with each other, uplifting each other, encouraging each other, supporting each other. And if you're in Slytherin house, helping others bury the bodies, because that's what Slytherins do. But it's this amazing community where all are welcome. We have 3 basic rules in these communities on Facebook. We do not allow religion, we do not allow politics, and we do not allow hate. If you bring any of those 3 things into our house, you are gone. But other than that, we welcome everyone, all shapes and sizes, backgrounds, ethnicities, identities, anything. Everyone is welcome, so long as you profess your love for Harry Potter and a desire to be more physically fit, or for Doctor Who, or for Gilmore Girls, and the desire to be more physically fit. That's it. That's the only requirement. So we have this amazing, passionate community that has proven to be the intersection of fandom, fitness, and philanthropy.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to call
we consider ourselves we are a fan group with a running problem.
or
Okay,
That too. Well, because it's about the fandoms.
Mm-hmm.
We're big geeky fan groups that run and raise money for charity. But the fans are everything. You can make a runner out of a fan, but you can't make a fan out of a runner.
Right.
So
right,
they come in already with the passion of the fandom that they love. And Brian, I'll let you finish the line that I know you're dying to say about fans and why fandoms make the best philanthropists. Go ahead.
All right. She knows it's my favorite line because it's a line I came up with. It's not a line I came up with. It is a philosophy that I developed. It came to me actually back in 2015 when we had an article written about us in MuggleNet that increased our size on Facebook by 25% in a day.
Wow.
We didn't know it was coming.
We didn't know it was coming. I went to bed that night. I was at a thing down in Florida, and before I went to dinner, I checked the Facebook page, and we had 4,086 likes. I came back about 1 o'clock in the morning. Yes, I had consumed a few adult beverages, but I looked and I saw that our likes on Facebook were 5,200. And I was like, well, I'm hammered, and I went to bed because I must be. I can't possibly see that number correctly. And it turns out we had 1,200 people join us in an evening.
Wow.
It's because this article landed on MuggleNet, which is one of the largest Harry Potter fan website. Mm-hmm. A couple days later, a reporter from Runner's World magazine called and wanted to do their own article about Hogwarts Running Club. And it was around that time that I really started thinking a lot about the community and fans and philanthropy all in one. And it dawned on me that geeks make the best philanthropists because they believe that a better world is possible. They reject the world as it is presented to them and say, no, a better world is possible. I know it is because I've read about it in these books. I've seen it in these movies. I've seen it on this television show. I want a world like Stars Hollow. I want a world where the doctor flies around in his blue box. I want to go to Hogwarts and defeat the Dark Lord. Yes, but I also believe that a better world, a world of magic and mystery and wonder is possible. And I'm willing to do what it takes to achieve that in the real world. And that's why geeks are the best philanthropists.
I mean, you gave me goosebumps listening to that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and it makes sense when you say it that way. And
isn't there a line, "The geeks shall inherit the earth"? Wait, that's different.
No, it was a translation error back with some council back in the early part of the first century. It was actually the geeks shall inherit the earth. And if you look at it, what is driving culture right now are geek things. I mean, what are we all waiting for? The biggest movie of the decade is Avengers. It's a superhero movie. This is the topic matter for which I was shoved in lockers when I was 12 for loving comic books and being a big dork. And now every actor wants to be in the superhero movie. Every person wants to go see the superhero movie. Everyone's buying superhero stuff for their kids. Everyone's geeking out. And we have mainstreamed geek culture. It is part of our everyday vernacular now. And it is literally the geeks inheriting the earth. We look at what are the most essential things, and admittedly there are luxury items, but beyond the normal food, water, shelter, and health, the most essential thing we need is our iPhone. Created by geeks. The nerds invented this, and they have sucked us all into their geekdom. And that is the amazing thing about geeks is that it's not just a sucking them in. It's not some kind of malicious take over the world. It's the geeks welcome everyone into their geekdom. No one is excluded. Oh no, you can't like the same thing I like. When two geeks meet and they both find out that they're in Hufflepuff, they're like, oh, did we just become best friends? Yes, we did. we welcome people into our fandoms. We want a bigger and bigger tent, and we want people to be as excited about our fandom as we are. And it is not an exclusionary culture. It is an inclusion that we're seeking. And that is what's great about Geeks.
Yeah, and I love what the combination with running too, because I think, you find I was volunteering at a race this weekend and just talking to just runners of all different levels, and just, even though we're all different levels, just connecting on the fact that we're all runners. And I think, just we all go through the same things, whether we're running at, a 5 minute per mile pace or, a 12 minute per mile pace, right? So it's pretty cool that, kind of combine those two things and build the community even more.
Absolutely. And the running community, while there are some admitted jerks in the running community, and we have seen them, I'm sorry, but there's some that well, they only should give medals out for the top 3 finishers, and it's this kind of elitist idea that there shouldn't be finisher medals because they're not real runners, because they're not at this certain speed. Those guys and gals are jerks, and we all know they're jerks. And if you're listening and you're offended by that, you're a jerk. But but the vast majority, 99.9% of the running community is out there cheering for that person who finishes dead last. And they, the true members of the running community are out there cheering for the people at the end when the water stations have been closed down.
Right.
There's a half drunk thing of chocolate milk and half an onion bagel left at the finishers area. But they're still there cheering and applauding those last few people who are making it just under the wire, just beating the bus that was going to pick them up, and they finished. And those people should be celebrated because they did something that was, in a relative sense to their fitness level, extraordinarily difficult.
No,
and
sure.
While the person who was blessed genetically, who can, who trains, who loves running and gets faster and faster and faster and finishes up at the front, they're great too, but it was in some ways easier for them.
Right. No, that's true.
Than the person who is struggling because they're overweight, because they've never tried anything like this before, and they trained for months for a 5K. And many people think, oh, it's 3 miles. I can do 3 miles, bing, bang, done. But for some people, though, that's months of training.
Yeah.
To be able to do a live 5K. And
Oh, yeah.
those people need to be as celebrated as the person who finishes first.
Oh, for sure. No, I definitely agree. And I know for you guys, we chatted a little bit before we started recording, and you said there might be too many stories to mention, but obviously, your lives have changed in many ways. People who you've been able to donate the funds to have had their lives changed, and definitely the participants. So any quick stories we could have of some of your awesome participants who have had their lives changed?
Dawn Macaroni. Kim Moody.
Kim, we love, Kim is the poster child for RTI.
Okay.
When we first met her, was at our Yule Ball back in 2015, was it, Brian?
2016.
Yeah. 2016. Okay. And she was considerably overweight. She was very shy. But she came all the way to Yule Ball from England. That is how dedicated she is and was to our group. And she has literally worked her, am I allowed to swear ish? She worked her butt off. I didn't say the A word. She's dropped over 50 pounds. She now does aerial yoga.
Oh, wow.
She's done, I think she just finished her second or third Ragnar.
Wow.
She weight trains and does CrossFit, and she was always strong and powerful, and now her outside is matching her inside. And she's just a delight. She is a wonderful, warm, caring, beautiful soul. And to see her transformation has it's making me a little bit teary when I talk about Kim, because I love her so much. I've gotten the benefit of getting to know her personally, not just as a name or, an avatar on a screen, but actually to get to really know her as a human. And she's just such a wonderful person. And the fact that these groups have been a catalyst for her to change her life in so many different ways. It's awesome.
Yeah, no.
And I will say, Kim's transformation is even more amazing when you consider the fact that her profession is pastry chef.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough. Yeah.
I don't have that kind of willpower. No, I do not. And
her specialty is macarons.
Oh,
yes,
man.
Hashtag macaron-gate.
Yes, and there has been a running joke for now well over a year now about macarons. And if you want to join a community and you just literally come in, join us, say, hey, it's so great to be here. Please tell me what Macaron Gate is all about, and you will have 1,000 people jump on you and tell you the whole story. It's hilarious. But she also, so amazing thing last year, while she was going through this transformation, she got a tattoo on her wrist, and it's the Chilton Running Club logo.
Oh,
and
wow.
It says "She Conquers."
Wow.
Because that became her mantra: is "She Conquers." And she looked at the pictures from the 2016 Yule Ball, and she made a promise to herself that things were going to change.
Mm-hmm.
And when she showed up at the 2017 Yule Ball, the transformation was astounding.
Yeah.
And just in 1 year, but like Dawn said, she's doing Ragnar's. I'm doing a Ragnar with her in September.
Awesome.
She's doing a teammate. I'm doing the White Cliffs of Dover Ragnar in England in September.
I'm not, because I think y'all are nuts.
Yep. Bunch of sweaty people in 2 vans for 2 days running 200 miles. Yep, that's not.
Nope.
And I'm doing a Spartan trifecta the weekend prior.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, nope.
Cheer squad for Don.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm going to be back here, making sure that his final affairs are in order so that, I know how to take over.
Life insurance policies all squared away.
Too funny. Well, really love what you guys are doing. I know there's some events coming up for people who are not, part of it yet, want to get involved and dive in and see how their lives can change and they can change other lives. You want to mention that for us so we can get excited about that?
Don, you do Hogwarts, I'll do Whovian.
Oh, okay. I forgot. Oh, that's why I forgot, because it's the Forgotten 5K.
Love it.
So currently right now for Hogwarts Running Club, we have the Forgotten 5K. The medal is a Remember All theme or inspired look to it. So it's got some red swirlies in it, and it's an ode to Neville Longbottom. The charity partner for this event is the Hispanic Federation, working with the Immigrants Get the Job Done Coalition, founded by Lin-Manuel Miranda. And we're super excited about it. They're going to be helping to pay for attorneys and whatnot for immigrants who are trying to stay in the United States. And for this one, no matter where you fall on the political spectrum of what you think of immigration or immigration policies, in the end, these are people. People are people.
Right.
And so the whole goal of it is keeping families together. And that's got to be the top priority.
Yeah.
So we are helping to keep those families together. And it's awesome. And then for Chilton Running Club, we have closed out our year. So our year for Chilton runs on like a school year timeline because, Chilton Preparatory Academy.
Yeah.
And so we've offset our year by working on a school year calendar. So we've just completed our final event of the 2017-2018 school year, which was the Buckle Up, I'm Patty 10K, 5K? I don't know. Sorry. 10, thank you. Everything blends together.
Yep.
But now start on May 11th, we are having what's called our finals event. And so every medal from this year and from last year, so it'll be super makeup finals, I guess. I don't know. We'll have to come up with a funny name for it. So all of the medals from this year and all of the medals from last year will be available, and the money will still go to each charity partner for those events. And if you complete all 4 of the year's events, plus what we call our challenge medal, this year it is the Anvil Challenge. The whole year was themed on basically empowered women empower women.
Mm-hmm.
And so the challenge medal is an anvil, because, Lorelei wanted to know where all of the anvils have gone. And I found one and I made it into a medal.
Awesome.
And if you complete all 4 events plus the Anvil Challenge, then you get a cool bangle bracelet that has the little anvil on it and a little pink hammer. And you get that as our thanks for being a smasher of the patriarchy. And so we have a good time. We have fun. It's silliness. We don't take ourselves too seriously.
Or at all.
Yeah.
Really at all. Really not so much. I do want to talk about Whovian, though, because we have a current event open for Whovian Running Club. For the Doctor Who fans out there, we've got the Sigma 6K, which is a very cool medal. It's got an ood. And if you're not a Whovian, you don't know what an ood is. But an ood is a tentacly faced guy. They're very cool characters from the Whoverse. And one of the most famous ood was named Ood Sigma, and so it's the Sigma 6K. It actually glows in the dark. Parts of it glows in the dark. It's very cool. And the charity partner for the Sigma 6K is Magic Wheelchair. If you haven't heard of Magic Wheelchair yet, you need to go like them on Facebook, and then you need to find all of your extra money and give it to them. They're spectacular, and their byproduct, what they do is joy. Their job is joy. They build costumes for kids in wheelchairs.
Wow. Costumes
that go around and are built on top of and around the wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
So these children that are in these wheelchairs that normally get odd side-eye glances or looks of pity, looks of concern, or people just look away completely and try not to make eye contact. These kids instead become the rock stars of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a lot of these builds and presentations at fan conventions. So recently they were at a convention where they decided to do a Justice League themed. So they had 6 wheelchairs. One was Wonder Woman, one was Superman, one was Batman. And they had this amazing, these kids became the celebrities of the con. They had a day where they were the most popular person in the room. Everyone wanted to stop them and get their picture with them. There was no side eye. There's no pity glances. This was, you are the rock star today. And that's what Magic Wheelchair does. They literally make magic and joy. And
that's amazing.
For a lot of these kids, the disease that they have, the condition they have, means that we're not going to have many more years with them. So let's do what we can while they're with us to make their life joyous. And so we are the funds we will raise from this event, plus a kind of a thing we did earlier in the year. I don't want to confuse people, but all told, we're gonna raise about $25,000 from Magic Wheelchair, and that's going to be enough to build 20 to 25 wheelchair costumes for these kids all over the country.
That's awesome. You guys are amazing. I'm so glad we got to be connected and get to share the message. And I'm really excited to hear, more stories from either people that heard it on the podcast or just by following your pages on Facebook and everything. Want to just tell us, I'll put this in the show notes, but where we should go for those people that haven't seen the notes you sent over just yet, where they should go to find you guys and keep up to date.
Well, the main page will connect you to all the other pages is www.rantue.org. That's RANTUE. That's short for Random Tuesday. .org. Very important. .org and not .com. But Facebook is where is the ocean in which we swim. So if you start doing a search for HOGW, by the time you get to the W in Hogwarts, Hogwarts Running Club will pop up, as we are one of the most active fan communities on the internet. You can also search for Whovian Running Club or Chilton Running Club on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're all over those 3 platforms.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to be on the show today.
Well, and thanks for having us.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
It's fun to talk about what we do and the weirdness of it all.
Weirdness and awesomeness. I mean, you guys are doing really great things. So really cool to be able to share it out.
Thank you so much, Catherine.
Thanks for listening to the Fit 15. For show notes and more, visit fitarmadillo.com/podcast. See you next time.